In today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys about 15 things you need to know about the Declasse Scramjet before you end up buying this vehicle in Grand Theft Auto Online. So this is one of the more like meme vehicles or pop culture references that Rockstar have thrown together in a car. And today we're going to be talking about some things you need to know before you purchase this vehicle because it is a doozy price-wise. And I guess we should start with that because that is going to be our barrier to entry as always. And the Scramjet is, I think, the most expensive vehicle from this update. The buy it now immediate price is $4,628,000. Yikes, that is expensive. Now your trade price is a little bit better, $3,400,000. And in order to get that trade price, as you can see in the top left-hand corner, you have to win the Hunting Pack Remixed Version Adversary Mode. So there should be no excuse if you're tight on cash but you still want this car to get the trade price. I don't know what this Hunting Pack Adversary Mode is going to be like, nor do I know how many players it requires, whether it's 2, 4, 6, or 8. Gather together some friends and just take turns winning. I'm sure the Adversary Mode's not going to be great. Most aren't great. But get the trade price. There's no excuse. It's literally going to save you over $1 million. So why would you not take 5 or 10 minutes and complete an adversary mode? So it's very similar to how the Tron bike, the Shotaro, worked. Now, you didn't actually have to win a game of Deadline, I don't think, in order to get the trade price. I think you just had to play one. So this is a little bit different. They're actually making you win. But again, same thing here. It really shouldn't take that much effort to unlock the trade price. Now, moving on, in case you guys are wondering what this vehicle is based off of, it's actually based off of the Speed Racer Mach 5. So I don't know how many of you guys have seen this cartoon, but one of the vehicles was based off of this. And there's actually one of the liveries that you can apply to this that makes it look really, really similar. So again, another pop culture reference right here. Rockstar has a ton of these, and we are seeing the Speed Racer Mach 5 make its return here in Grand Theft Auto Online. So this is awesome. I'm really excited about that, and if you're a fan of the show, you're going to enjoy that as well. Now, let's start with the customization of this vehicle. There are no unique cosmetic mods that you can apply to this car. So that's a little unfortunate, as I feel like there was a lot of options right there. By far, the best thing you're going to be able to do is apply different liveries to the vehicle. There's actually quite a few good ones. Racing Stripes, Neon Racer, Speeder, blue pinstripes, red pinstripes. The red pinstripe livery, if you pair that with like a white paint job, is literally like the Speed Racer Mach 5 look. So that's kind of cool. Go Faster Flames, Classic Flames. You've even got some GTA lore in there. Impotent Rage, Republican Space Rangers, and everyone's favorite, Princess Robot Bubblegum. So that's kind of cool. Lots of awesome liveries right there. You've obviously got armor, brakes, all the engine performance upgrades, stuff like that. There is no weapon upgrades for this vehicle. This vehicle is weaponized, by the way, and it is a supercar, which we'll touch on in a little bit. So unlike its competitors, the Vigilante and whatnot, you have access to machine guns and homing missiles at once. You just flip them back and forth, and you can use them however often or little you want. So there's not going to be a special upgrade you have to do. You don't have to take this to the MOC or, the Terabyte. It's upgraded in the Los Santos Custom Shop, and you just choose what you want. Now, you can also choose to fire your normal weapons as well, like if you want to throw a pistol or a sticky bomb or anything like that. You can throw them out of this vehicle, no problem. So that is sort of the weaponized review of this vehicle. Very, very standard. Let's just say machine guns and missiles. Now, I mentioned earlier that this vehicle was a supercar, and we're going to be talking about its speed up next. So the speed of this vehicle is not amazing for a supercar. So I was able to top this vehicle out at about 112 miles per hour without using the boost. However, with using the boost, and by the way, this vehicle is rocket powered, I was able to get this vehicle up to about 141 miles per hour. You might be able to get a little bit faster. That's sort of the average that I got up to. So with the boost, you can get it pretty fast. Now, this isn't a testing video per se, but the boost does not recharge as quickly as other rocket powered vehicles. It's slower than the Vigilante. It's slower than the Rocket Voltic. It's slower than the Oppressor. I'm not sure how it compares to the Oppressor Mark II, but it takes a long time to get going. Now, you do boost for a little bit longer than those respected vehicles, but it takes a long time to recharge. Let's just say that. So that's something you're going to have to balance here. And when you're using this vehicle in free roam and you want to use the boost, you want to make sure you're using it in wise situations because it does take a little bit longer to recharge. Another thing this vehicle has is jumping ability. So there's only one other vehicle in the game that has a jumping ability like this, and it's the Ruiner 2000. And the Scramjet can jump a lot higher. Now, it doesn't have the parachute attachment, but you can pair it with the boosting ability. Now, I will say, as far as the aerial mobility of this car, it's a little bit worse than some of the other vehicles. So even though the Vigilante is like way heavier, I feel like it's easier to control in midair. Same with the Oppressor, very easy to control. This vehicle is not easy to control. It like naturally wants to come back down on the ground. So don't expect to be able to hit the jump, hit the boost, and then like fly this thing in the air like you're a bird. It's not going to work that way. In fact, it's really difficult to control, and it naturally wants to come back down to the ground. So you guys are ultimately going to have to play with that. You can actually get some pretty high heights, I guess you could say, when pairing the jump and the boost together. But again, it's definitely not the easiest to control. Let's just say that. Now, another thing that's interesting about this vehicle is because it's weaponized, I'm not sure you're going to be able to use it in races, which is a real shame. And this is why I wish Rockstar didn't put weapons on vehicles by default. Like, for example, if you wanted to use the Scramjet in races, because it is a supercar, in the races, you could just disable the boost and you'd be good to go. Or if we want to make things even easier, Rockstar could just disable the weapons in the boost when you're using them in races. But I still think there should be an option because having a non-weaponized variant of this car would still be pretty cool. And Rockstar could make a cheaper option too. They could have an option without the boost and without the weapons, and then they could have the full-fledged option with the boost and with the weapons. I think that would be kind of cool. So I don't like how Rockstar just automatically, sticks it to you. I know why they do it because you end up paying more for it when there's only one option. But I'm not sure you're going to be able to use this vehicle in races, which is a real shame. Again, I'm not sure how well it would compete, but at the end of the day, it would be cool to race around in a car like this. Another thing that's cool is on the minimap in free mode, the Scramjet actually has its own icon. So that's actually something you'll see bopping around the map. It looks very similar to the car. It's sort of like the only little topless variant on there. And speaking of that, that's another cool thing as well. This is like the first fully topless supercar. It's kind of the design of the vehicle. I love like the little shark fins on the back. I think that's absolutely awesome. One cool customization quirk that we haven't seen on a lot of the other vehicles we've been reviewing lately is the ability to change the custom rims. So we saw that with the Vigilante. It had really cool custom rims, but you couldn't change them. So the Scramjet kind of has like a default option, but that means you can change the color and get some really cool combinations. Like I made mine turn to black. Those obviously look really great on sort of a vehicle like this. So that's another thing you're going to be able to do with this car. I really don't think at the end of the day, this is going to be a very popular vehicle because I just don't think it's the best land weaponized option. I mean, you have so many different choices at this point. You've got the Oppressor Mark II. You've got the Vigilante. Those are just the ones with missiles. You've got way more armor resistant ones. That's another thing I need to mention as well. This vehicle is not bullet resistant and it's not armor resistant. One RPG, one explosive, one sticky bomb, one homing missile will blow it up. And if it wasn't obvious enough, there's no bulletproof glass on this car. So you're not going to be saved from any shots coming your way. And because it's totally topless, you're really not going to be protected either. It's super easy for someone to hit you inside a vehicle like this. So I don't think this is going to be a very, very popular vehicle. In fact, I might even put it on my buyer beware just because of how expensive it is and really the lack of things you're getting. What you're paying for here is the sort of pop culture reference, the boosting ability, and the jumping ability. The weapons, I don't think people really care about that. So if you're willing to shell out anywhere from $3 to $4 something million, then be my guest. But that's a lot of money to spend on a car that I don't think is all that great. It really, anything it does. So I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Is this going to be a vehicle that you end up buying in Grand Theft Auto Online, the Declasse Scramjet? And do you think it's going to be comparable to other vehicles like the Vigilante and the Oppressor Mark II, stuff like that? I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more down there. If you did go on to enjoy this video though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.